A lifetime of collecting artifacts spanning centuries of Black history. One man's labor of love is his legacy, his gift to Thomasville and the world. Our Ava Van Valen brings us along to explore the Jack Hadley Black History Museum and find out why its important collection is totally Tallahassee and beyond.
There are almost 5,000 pieces of African-American artifacts housed at the Jack Hadley Black History Museum in Thomasville.
I see the need of all our kids, black, brown, and white, to know the history.
A testament to one man's passion for collecting, discovering, researching, educating, and preserving Black history.
We have a place today that people can come and say we could preserve our history in our community. You know, excuse me, I'm sorry about that, but this is just a place that I know people come and be proud of.
Historian James Jack Hadley, a Thomasville native, is the founder and executive director of the museum.
I'm the 10th child of 14 siblings. I was born out at Pepper Hill Plantation, which is located 7 miles south of here.
Born in 1936, the grandson of a slave.
My dad worked at named Dennis and Rosetta Hadley, they were the parents, and he worked out there for 53 years. He raised 14 kids out there on the plantation.
A 28-year Air Force veteran, it was during a tour of duty in Spain in 1968 that Jack began his collection by saving newspaper articles on the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. By 1984, he was back in Thomasville.
When I came to Thomasville, I only had about less than 100 pieces that I collected that period of time. And we did my first exhibit at my church, Providence Missionary Baptist Church.
Established in 1995, the now vast museum, housed in the old Douglas High School, is African-American artifacts from pre-slavery to modern day.
I got my brother-in-law's Mac Robinson's jacket here that he wore in 1936. When he ran against Jesse Owens back in 1936, Mac Robinson did, and that's Jack Robinson's brother.
Of all the artifacts, over 5,000 in this museum, Mr. Hadley says his most treasured is this bullhorn. His grandfather was a slave, and he used this bullhorn to call the other slaves in and out of the fields for over 40 years.
That is my most important piece in the museum, is just to have that piece of legacy from my grandfather, who was a slave.
The collection emphasizes Thomasville's first Black achievers. Daniel Pittman is the museum's new executive director.
Really want to show the children that, you know, there's people who made differences in your own community, who made changes right here in Thomasville, Thomas County, and the region. And so showing that you don't necessarily have to go out to Washington, D.C., you don't have to go outside of your own community. You can stay right here and make changes for your community for the better.
Decades dedicated to the careful preservation of hundreds of years of African-American history. Each piece a story unto itself to educate and inspire.
It just lifts me up when I walk through this museum to know that, you know, that it's like walking down memory lane, that we put together this collection that people can be around for years to come.
What an amazing collection. Thank you, Ava. The museum is hosting Reignite History, the 4th annual Save the Imperial Hotel Gala. That's happening Saturday, November 5th.